Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today's going to be an absolute banger because I'm going to be doing a part 2 of Tytoń's legendary 3.0 Xbow cycle run during the last ladder season where he was able to cross 4,000 medals and rating points in Ultimate Champion League, a feat that has never been done before, and almost finished number 2 in the entire world, again with 3.0 Xbow cycle, which I don't believe anyone has come close to getting a record like this, finishing top 5 with 3.0 in the most recent years. I already made a part 1, and that video will be linked in the description below if you guys like to check it out. I already talked a lot about the legacy behind this achievement and his performance in that video, so don't do that too much here. But this is going to be a part 2 because I actually contacted Tytoń when he was at around 3,800 medals before he even reached 4K, and he was top 30 in the world, and I actually had him share some replays with me, including a win against an ultimate hard counter snipe, direct snipe deck built to counter 3.0 cycle, and of course, did not think he would push even higher, but of course he did. But I just wanted to share this gameplay with you guys because these are absolutely incredible games that just show how to play 3.0 Xbow again at the highest level. I'm very happy to get Tytoń back on the channel as always and just have his gameplay to share with you guys and for all of you to learn from. So really looking forward to that. Before we get into the video, I just have a quick announcement to make. If you guys have been paying attention to the Clash Royale game or the shop or upgrade screen recently, you will notice that Slash Royale is back, and I know that a lot of people have a bit of a deep history with this kind of event and these events in general with Clash Royale. You know, it was met with some scrutiny. Oh, is level 16 coming? Is this going to be some kind of hidden agenda? I just want to let you guys know that I have direct information from Supercell to share with you guys, and this is going to be a positive experience, a genuinely good thing that they're doing with no hidden agenda, so you don't have to worry about anything such as level 16 coming anytime soon or more evolution slots. This is truly just an event to make you upgrade your cards and just have 50% off. That's all it comes down to. So if you guys are a free-to-play player trying to upgrade your decks, definitely just take full advantage of this event, or even if you're just trying to upgrade new cards such as the new Suspicious Bush, don't be afraid. Don't think there's some kind of hidden agenda, ulterior motive on the horizon. There is nothing. I've been told this directly to share with you guys again. I just like to encourage you guys to make the most of this event. So yeah, enjoy the event. It's going to be great fun and upgrade anything that you need to. So with all that being said, let's get back to the video. Hope you guys enjoy the matches, and here we go. Alright everyone, today I am joined by Tytoń, my favorite 3.0 Xbow cycle player of the modern era, and he is currently the highest 3.0 player on ladder. If you take a look at his profile, he is at 3,800 medals and rating points in Ultimate Champion League at number 29 in the entire world. Again, doing so with only 3.0 Xbow cycle. I texted him last night. I was like, oh, you're at 3K, that's pretty cool. And he was like, yeah, I'm just playing a bit, but I lost recruit, so I don't know how well I'll do. Then I wake up and he's at 3,800, and I saw his API. He had some crazy wins. The first one here is against a hard snipe against Venom, a fellow Xbow player. So I'm surprised that, you know, this Xbow player, Venom, he's a friend of mine as well, is sniping other Xbow players. Not the first person he's done it to, being Tytoń, but he was able to win. He was able to win a matchup like this. I actually have no idea how, so that's exactly why I want to get this in the video. And in general, I'm just going to get him to share a bunch of his replays that got him this high on ladder. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, a great video. Again, he is literally the highest 3.0 Xbow cycle player in the entire world right now, if not the highest Xbow player as well, with 3.0. So very impressive. He's doing it with Evo Archers, Evo Tesla, and the Ice Spirit. So Electro Spirit was considered to be the best spirit for quite a while, but Tytoń is a classic player that always runs Ice Spirit, so I think it's just pretty important to note that if you are playing E Spirit, it's much easier to use, and I thought it was better, but it looks like Ice is still better at the top level, even though it's harder against bats, against other bait swarmy stuff. Ice, for that longer stun and duration on defense, is just still a little bit better because that is what Tytoń chose to use, and that's what he's super high up with. So Venom right now is already BMing. Again, I really don't know why he sniped Tytoń. I'm actually not sure. I thought, like, you know, they should be friends. He had even sniped Archer Master, who is a Japanese player. I'm like, yo, that's like his Japanese friend. Why are you sniping him? And then they both play Xbow as well. But yeah, he's been doing RG, Evo, Knight, Earthquake, Fireball, Arrow snipes, as you can see in double cycle cards as well, giving the well played. So Tytoń is already kind of like, oh my, what is this guy doing? Like, dude has RG, Evo, Knight, like Earthquake, like what is this deck? Goes Archers the bridge, forcing out a Knight, and Tytoń is going to probably do some kind of non-Xbow pressure. Venom goes for the Fireball at the bridge, Tytoń goes for a Knight, Ice Spirit to break the skeletons, which actually does a pretty good job at clipping them. E-Spirit comes down, and then the Knight's doing well. Meanwhile, Xbow on the left, he's sacking the entire Knight in the other side. Evo Knight does come down, but look at this right now, with the Xbow plus Evo Archers coming down, and that is going to be one Evo Knight hit on the tower, so that's actually going to be a dead Xbow without barely getting any value, but the Knight plus Evo Archer's counter push right now, he gets one power shot in, gets the pre-log, which does not really hit anything, but just forces the area to be cleared, and gets 3 Knight hits plus an Ice Spirit. So Venom gives a well played. I feel like this is sarcastic, but that genuinely was, because you can see Tytoń pressuring. He didn't just say, okay, he fireballed me, I'm going to fireball back. He went Knight opposite lane, forcing out a response, and then went Xbow when he knew Venom did not have enough elixir for the RG for the Xbow, and just got a great punish even though he had an Evo Knight. So that's just going to be Tytoń somehow coming out with a damage lead in this matchup. Venom just naked fireballs the left side tower, naked log. Tytoń is probably going to naked fireball back as an EQ comes down on the Xbow. Yep, so Venom literally has every answer in the book. He has an Evo Knight to tank, he has an RG to tank, and then he has better spell power than Tytoń with fireball, arrows, earthquake, log, quad spells right now. As you can see, naked cycling a fireball, and look at what Tyton's doing. I want to show you guys how Tytoń builds counterplay to a situation like this. So the biggest one is anti-spell placements. You saw that anti-earthquake defensive Xbow. Now you see this anti-earthquake Tesla coming down as well. Venom just dumping his entire elixir bar in spells at the tower for some reason. He's just going to get bailed out by this Evo RG. But archers will come down to at least DPS it down a bit. E-Spirit's going to chain onto the archers and kill them. So this is just looking really rough. Like, how's he ever going to come back, right? He's just down so much. So Knight comes down. Probably going to bow again in a second here once this RG dies. He has outcycled the RG. Yup, so Knight comes down. Now he's already back to an RG. Doesn't even need it, though. Just goes for the Earthquake, plus arrows, plus the log, and actually misses the Xbow with that log. So this is looking pretty good for a Tytoń. Look at this dual lane pressure. Knight and Evo Archer in both lanes. Pre-log on the skeletons in the other side. Ice Spirit predicts those skeletons surrounding the Archer, and that's going to be a lot of damage in the other side. In the meantime, Xbow comes down when Venom does not have enough elixir for an RG. Gives a well played, and that punish is going to be everything. That's actually going to be a good game. Wow, that is a crazy punish right there. Venom messed up on defense big time, and Tytoń just won against an impossible 100-0 matchup. Like, something that you would never even dream of winning, and he's just giving the chill heal spirit emote, GT emote. That is absolutely insane. Absurd win against a direct snipe. I actually can't believe it. Alright guys, moving on from that snipe, we have the next win against Takuma, also known as Riley, one of the best players in the entire world right now. As you can see, he has a number 3 global tourney finish, number 1 ladder finish, and you can't really ask for more than that, right? Ladder is pretty much the definitive way that you rank scale in this game, aside from esports, and number 1 ladder finish literally means you were the number 1 player in the entire world. So he is one of the best players with cycle decks in general. Very good with Goblin Drill, Log Bait, Miner Control, all of that really, and Tytoń here going to play against it. This actually does look like a decent matchup. Normally all the drill players were running that stupid Demolisher Poison version, right? But Riley here is running this new version that's like kind of OG. Valkyrie wall breakers. It was like, you know, back in the day there was kind of a deck like this where they don't have a log. They have the Fire Spirit, and then they have the Fireball, I think it was before, and it was like Skele King, Dark Goblin, Inferno Tower. But now Tytoń is running against this version, which has Valkyrie, wall breakers, Bomber, and it looks like it's Evo Tesla and Evo Drill. So no Evo Bomber to worry about. Expo comes down really nice because you always want to counter push when you have stacked archers coming down. That's just kind of a nice play in single elixir. Cannier going to kind of render those archers invalid, but amazing Knight predicting that Tesla by Tytoń here. Will he get the archers down in time? He gets the Skeles down in time, and then no Ice Spirit down in time, which wouldn't have even really mattered, I guess. Riley goes for the wall breakers, just predicting that Tytoń would protect that Expo a little bit more. Does not really work out, but still going to be a pretty good situation, I guess. I mean, Tytoń is up a little bit of elixir. Going to go away, though, because these archers are not going to form any kind of counter push. They just get one shot by the Cannoneer, unfortunately, so that's just a little bit tough. But this matchup doesn't seem amazing in terms of defense, but one thing I will say about Tytoń's gameplay is that he's just so good at micro defense. So let's see how he responds to this Evo Drill. Log on the first one, Knight for the second one, Knight's going to walk over for the third one, and then Ice Spirit for those goblins. As you can see, that's going to be 0 damage taken from an Evo Drill in terms of goblin stabs, and I myself am still trying to work up to that point. So I think if there's anything you need to take away from Tytoń's gameplay, it's going to be his defense, because offense is definitely just good as well. He has some of the best offense in the game, I think, with Expo. That's no doubt. But I think what he's really best at is defense, because his micro is next level, truly. And I'm sure you guys can learn a lot of defensive skills by watching him play. So Expo comes down in the right, Knight plus Evo Archer, and that's a pretty big push. In the meantime, Skeletons in front of that Evo Archer in the left. We've got some nice dual lane pressure going on right now, as well as archers to protect this Expo even further. Going to see a log on those wall breakers and the guards are going to come down in time, but the knight will also block them in time. So that might be a lock if Riley does not go for a Valkyrie right now, which he is forced to. In the meantime, Tytoń can go for another Xbow. Instead, elects to go for the Tesla, which is also still pretty solid. I mean, that's going to just allow him to Xbow again in this side, so it's not really a big deal. Riley kind of reluctant to go for his poison right now. Evo Tesla is going to shut down an Xbow by itself unless you overcommit to it, which Tytoń does. Goes for the Ice Spirit plus the log later on, and that's going to be perfectly defended. Knight comes down for those guards, but Fire Spirit's going to shut everything down. Kind of like a mini log, I guess. So Tytoń's doing his best, but still not really breaking through right now. Archers for the drill, Tesla for the bomber. Takes a couple Goblin Stabs. First time I think we've seen that all game, but still going to have a counter push coming down in the left if he wants to bow with that, and if not, he can also go bow in the other lane. Tesla comes down to predict Xbow by Riley, and Tytoń doesn't feed into it, just goes Knight the back instead. Split Evo Archers. Evo Drill's coming down now. Going to see the same sequence, I think. Log the first one, and then like cycle cards for the other one. Yep, Ice Spirit for that. And that Evo Drill is going to activate King. Wow. I can't tell if that was like Riley messing up or Tytoń intentionally did something. You guys might have to like rewatch that back. I'm not sure. But that's an activation that's going to be really helpful against Drill in general. Like that's really nice. So that's going to help him out big time. And now Tytoń's turn to have an Evo Tesla with this push. In the meantime, I'm going to go back to a second Xbow in the left. And this should just be good game already. This is how you deal with this. Dual lane pressure. So Archers up high. Xbow in the left should come down any second now. Yup, with the Archers coming down. And the Evo Tesla still going to work as well. Knight does come down to protect against it, and this is just too much for Riley to handle. I don't think he can stop this. We got the bow, lock in the left, we got the bow, still going in the right, but the left one is what really matters, because that's just going to be ultra protected, and Riley did not really poison out any of the Xbows, tried to defend without going for the poison. That might have been his big undoing here, but again, without having a small spell like the log to chip out those Xbows, this matchup is not as much of a hard counter as other drill decks are against 3.0, but still very well played by Tytoń. Wonderful win against one of the best players. Alright guys, we got the next replay, and it's going to be up against Sofiane, one of the best Royal Giant players in the entire world. If you take a look at his profile, he just finished number 2 last season, I believe, or number 3. Yeah, number 3. Oh no, not last season, but number 3 like 2 seasons ago. I remember it. He was really high up. So he has a number 1 GT finish, number 3 ladder finish. Again, one of the best RG players in the game right now, and Tytoń just showing how he's going to win against it. So let's see how you play against the RG matchup. This is looking like a pretty decent matchup for 3.0 if you play perfectly, and that's a very big if, because RG can definitely overwhelm you very easily, even if it doesn't seem that way. When they get the dual lane pressure with both RGs coming down, it just gets a lot, and we're going to see how he deals with this. But I'll give you guys some tips for my own thoughts right now. Number 1, this game is very much a spell cycle game. You are going to try your best to get an Xbow connection, but you have to remember that you're most likely not going to, unless they make a mistake or you make a major outplay. So in that case, you're going to want to get a lot of damage with logs and fireballs on the tower, just to kind of take that, right? So fireball right here, case in point, fireball cycling on the Phoenix, which normally I'd say the best thing to fireball is a Fisherman, but Tytoń is even willing to fireball the Phoenixes over here. So that's going to be pretty nice. Skeles for that Phoenix. And then let's see how he responds to a Fisherman in the back. He does not have a Tesla or a fireball in cycle. Goes for the split Archers. Pretty safe play. Probably going to see a Tesla again. So another big, or maybe even a Knight for the Ghost. So the second tip about this matchup, guys, you want to be very careful with what you use your Knights on. And in this case, Tytoń is going Knight for the Ghost pretty much every time. Going to see a log on that Ghost, cycle back to the Skeletons for this Fisherman, which should just prevent all damage. Yep, very nice. Evo Skeles come down by Sofiane. Level 14, very interesting. He's like literally top 50 in the world with level 14 Skeletons, but I guess Venom was also with level 14 RG. Then again, he was sniping people. But again, we'll see split Archers. Going to see a Knight for that Royal Ghost, and no one is playing their win conditions yet. If the RG player ever plays their RG, which he actually does, I was just about to say, you don't really want to do that, because if the Xbow player defends well, it's going to be pretty rough. See, the Ice Spirit Skeles to perfectly defend that. Now he gets a free Xbow off of this sequence, because Knight's going to warrant a response. He might ignore that entire Fisherman, I think. Yeah, he's going to ignore it and go Xbow. Exactly the play I would have made, because he's up Elixir right now, and he's outcycled the RG, so might as well, right? Log on the Fisherman, and that's going to be a lock right there. Even though it's not going to be amazing, because the Phoenix is going to kill that Xbow pretty soon, still going to be a nice lead, because if they ever go for an aggressive RG like that, and they overcommit, you can definitely go Xbow, like sack a little bit of damage, get a lock. You will get more than them if you played perfectly like Tytoń did just now. And now this is like back to the spell cycle game, because now the ball's kind of in Sofiane's court, where he's going to have to get some kind of RG connection. He can't just fireball every single time. Tytoń going for a naked fireball. I guess you technically could say he fireballed one skeleton, but yeah, now we'll see a defensive Xbow. And again, this is the playstyle against this deck. You're not just going to be able to go for offensive Xbows. In my experience, when you go for offensive Xbows in this matchup is when they go RG and single elixir really aggressively like Tytoń did, or they go RG really aggressive in double and then go for like a fireball with it or something really aggro. So that way you can afford to go for an Xbow because you've upcycled the RG. If they have an RG in cycle, then there's no major point. Hold on, the Skele's in the left, cycled back to the log, so he's fine. But, yo, this RG is going to get a lot of damage, though. Like I said, the dual-in pressure and even the multiple RG pressure can get quite a lot. So, really good Ice Spirit, by the way. Look at Tytoń dodging that log with the Ice Spirit. If he didn't get that Ice Spirit down, that might have been one more RG hit, which might have actually just sealed the game right there. But Tytoń is still in this game. Naked Fireball on the tower again. Back in the lead. I find it really interesting that he just goes for naked Fireballs, though. That part is really curious to me. So we got some dual-lane pressure here. Knight for the Ghost Fisher in the left. Skele's Ice Spirit for the RG. Notice that guy's making the most value out of the skeletons. Log as well. Look at that skeleton value. That is crazy. The top Expo players always get value out of their cycle cards, and that is a perfect example because RG, with its evolution effect, kills any splash troops that are on the RG itself, right? So skeletons will just die in one hit. So what Tytoń did is maximize the skeleton's DPS by going Ice Spirit to stall it out first, then Log to make sure that the Skeles kept DPSing it down the entire way through. And that was actually how he was able to survive that push. Pretty big, pretty big. So Evo Archers come down now. Ice Spirit, perfect Ice Spirit on everything. Look at that. Like I said, he doesn't need an E-Spirit. He literally hits everything with his Ice Spirits. I don't even know how, but Naked Fireball again on the tower. That's just crazy. I don't know how he's doing this, but he is doing it. I would normally try and like Fireball on, again, like a Fisherman is the main target, but he's just Fireballing the tower. Not even going for offensive Expos anymore, because if you're going same lane, it doesn't really make sense to go Expo anyway. That's a Fireball for sure on the Fisherman. You should never give Tytoń a Fireball like that. He's always going to take it. So maybe it was a bait, though. Maybe Sofiane wanted him to take that, because it's technically a negative elixir trade. It doesn't kill a Fisherman. It's a 4 for 3. But, still good defense. Evo Tesla holding it down, and now the lead is just going even further in Tytoń's favor. Sofiane is just struggling to ever break through. High Evo Archers, notice they're super high up so that they can't get Fireball down. Fireball comes down predictively on the Tesla, really well played, but still not going to be enough to break through. Evo RG at the bridge, this is his last dance, and it's not going to go anywhere. Log Ice Spirit, Skeles, and then he's back to the Tesla, and that's indeed going to be a good game, and he gets a Fireball down last second, just for good measures. Pretty much a perfect game against RG. The pressure did get to him, but this is how you play the matchup, guys. You Expo and single if they go too aggressive, and then it's basically a spell cycle game, like I said at the start. Tytoń naked Fireballing, and it seemed to work out for him there. Alright guys, into the next match against Luminary, one of the best Mortar players in the entire world. As you can see, he's currently number 12, almost at 3.9k, best finish number 5, and like these games are all against the best players in the entire world, guys. Riley, Luminary, Sofiane, like all these players are no pushovers. This achievement by Tytoń getting to 3.8k was no stroke of luck. It was all skill with Expo. So let's see how he deals with this matchup now. This is going to be Mortar Miner. Sort of a newer variation with the Evo Wizard in there. You're going to see a log on that gang. And I want to see how he deals with this. So we'll see the bats come down as well. Going to be probably something Tytoń's familiar with, I guess, this kind of matchup. But this is one where I would say, look at that perfect Ice Spirit, by the way. It's actually crazy. He just always gets those. But this is one where I'd say the E-Spirit probably would be better than the Ice Spirit, to be honest, because he has bats. That's the biggest one. But then he also has Skele King and also the Goblin Gang. Like, I don't really see how Ice is better than Electro in here. But maybe Tytoń will find ways. We see Skeles to block. Probably going to see a Knight to block as well. Arrows come down. Probably going to let this go, actually, because, yeah, the arrows did come down. He could have gone for, like, a Knight. He actually does still go Knight Archers. Wow, that's actually a nice play, because no arrows in cycle. Let's see what he does. Probably going to see a Goblin Gang. No. Skele drags, but the Tesla comes down, so that's going to be 1, 2 Knight hits. Pretty decent. Then he can just Ice Spirit for the Skeleton Dragon if he wants to. He will. That's going to be just a nice lead. So, again, Tytoń is happy to go for these plays of Knight Skeles at the bridge. Tesla going to take care of those bats. Skele's going to take care of the miner. Pretty nicely done. Normally, I would Fireball in that situation, but it looks like Tytoń is going to Tesla, and I think that makes sense because if you think about it, he wants to get back to his Evo Tesla in this match, and also it's just kind of cycling faster. Tesla plus Skele as opposed to just going Fireball. It's 2 versus 1. Although I guess you could go Fireball Skeles too. But still, getting back to the Evo Tesla is pretty important. But we'll see how he deals with this matchup because, again, no E-Spirit. I feel like he's going to get overwhelmed by, like, Skele King abilities. You definitely have to log the Skele King ability no matter what if you don't have an Electro Spirit in the deck. Nice Evo Archers to melt that Mortar. Gonna force out the arrows. That was a 6 for 7 trade, +1 for Tytoń. He's up 1 elixir right now. And goes for a defensive Xbow. Notice this, guys, because he's already recognized the makeup of Luminary's deck. I don't think Luminary's played a single Skele King yet. Maybe he has, but I feel like he probably hasn't. Or even if he has, Tytoń just knows that there's no big spell in this deck. So defensive Xbow. I guess he thinks that there might be a Fireball still because he went for the high defensive Xbow and to Fireball placement. Maybe it's just a high Xbow in general, but going to be pretty important as we see the second Xbow come down in the left. Evo Tesla will cook. Where will it cook, though? We're going to see Fireball and Skele Drags. I feel like he's going to save this Evo Tesla for the Skele King ability, maybe. Archer's low. And then, notice that awareness, by the way. Tytoń knew that Luminary here was not back to his arrow, so the Archers got a lot of value. Now, we'll probably see an Xbow come down at any minute, I want to say. Let's see. Xbow in the left. Yes, there it is. Knight for the Wizard, most likely. Yep, because Lumi does have a Wizard and does get caught. We'll see an Evo Tesla right now to melt all those spears. That is such a satisfying interaction, man. And the Wizard is unfortunately going to kill the entire Xbow, but not before the Tesla helps it out as well. So that's going to be no connections, but healthy Evo Tesla, so you know what that means. More Xbow pressure. Xbow at the bridge once more. And this matchup is all about good pressure, I guess, because if you just play too defensively, you're not really going to make anything happen. So we see the Knight come down. Evo Archers in the left. That's going to force out responses. And Tytoń, in the meantime, look at this, guys. Cycling back to an Xbow. He's back to an Xbow on the right about now. He's going to go for it. Yup, Xbow on the right. Dual lane pressure again. Like I said, pretty important in this deck. Archer Snipe that Wizard, and then he has to get Skele King down. And that is just barely going to get down in time. And now we'll see an Evo Mortar forced out, which Lumi does not want. So notice this, guys. Evo Mortar, one of the most oppressive cards in the game once it locks onto the tower. It really is. I don't think anyone can deny that. But what Tytoń's been doing instead is just forcing out the Evo Mortars on defense so that he never has to worry about them on offense. And so, still going in with another Xbow because he has a Knight plus Tesla counter push. Pretty healthy over there. Going to see Archers high because Arrow's not in cycle. Tytoń pretty much knows his opponent's cycle at all times, so he's always going to make those kind of calls. Great log on the Gang plus Mortar. Fireball on the Mortar as well. That is almost going to be locked, but that is going to be locked. That's such a nice play. As you can see, Luminary was ready for that play with the Minor on defense, but he was still too slow. That is such a sneaky play, and that's going to win him the game. So that right there is the Tytoń special. Fireball last second, and that's going to be how you get a connection. That is just outplay through and through. Very well done against the best Mortar bait player right now. Alright guys, next replay we got against Aurora. This is a hard counter for sure. This is EGolem Void, and whenever I play against a matchup like this, I am just in pain, in agony, because it's such a bad matchup. But looks like Tytoń here is going to win, because I mean you can see that's what happens at the start of the match. So let's see how he wins against this kind of matchup. I don't really understand how, actually. It looks to be pretty difficult if you ask me. So we see an Xbow come down, Void on the Xbow. Void block with the Skele is perfect Void block though, so this is a key in any Void matchup, but especially this one, because it's going to be very hard to ever get a lock. If you ever can somehow sneak a lock in, you're going to want to do everything in your power to do that. So we see a nice offense, getting Tytoń about 500 damage in the other side. A nice little damage lead. Aurora himself got a few hundred in the left. I guess that was with Rage and then maybe arrows or something. Casual EGolem at the back, just very average EGolem gameplay right here. 10,000 IQ, ultimate level of skill displayed over here. We'll see what happens though. We're going to see a Night Witch come down, and Tytoń goes Archers high. I really like that because he can't actually afford Aurora, that is, to hit the tower with the Archers and the arrows. So he has to choose only the Archers. So really nice high Archers. Just, he knows they're going to get arrows off. Might as well not let the tower get hit by that. Pretty basic right there. Fireball log, very important. Misses one EGolem blob though, so that's going to be a little bit tough, but still really nice defense. And that's going to be Evo Archers. I think he might go for the Xbow with them. No, he's going to go with the Skeletons, it looks like. Yeah, Skele's come down, so Aurora does have to respond actually, otherwise that's going to be a lot of damage. Yup, and then still maybe one power shot. Beautiful. So that's a nice play. As I said, Tytoń is very good at like all these plays, like going for Skele's at the bridge with something, or against Cannoneer, or going like Knight at the bridge and then forcing a response and going Xbow opposite. Like he does all these plays that goes beyond just Xbow skill, and that's about game sense. Nice Fireball log, hitting both the EGolem and the Night Witch. That was actually kind of worth it, I guess, though it's a bit aggressive. I think it was a good play because he hit the EGolem. If he just hit the Night Witch, I doubt he would have done that actually. So he knew he was going to hit the EGolem too. Evo Tesla will cook right now. Look at this, guys. Evo Tesla on everything. That's going to kill the entire EGolem. Skele King is unfortunately splashing it, so Evo Tesla is dead. As soon as it came, it went. That's very depressing, but still, it was able to do its job, and just gotta appreciate it for what it was. Evo Skele's come down now. Tytoń going for the Xbow. So now it looks like he's ready to go pressure in double elixir. In single, it was all about pressure right at the start and then just full defending the EGolem pushes. Now it looks like he's willing to go pretty aggressively and just try and pressure a bit because he wants to get a lock. You're going to need to get a lock in this kind of matchup. And notice the opponent, Aurora here, has not really gotten to do any kind of scaling abilities yet because he hasn't really gotten any massive pushes. I mean, Tyton's been going for good Xbows every single time to force his elixir to be split. That is Aurora's. And so he's basically just able to pressure well. Skele King forced out, good fireball. Knight for the Skele King. In the meantime, EGolem's basically dead. We can see a Tesla come down. Void forced out on the bow. Tyton's definitely going to let that go, but still, you just love to see it, right? Skele's Knight as well after the fact, and then maybe a log for safe measures, or even archers if he needs them. Split Evo archers doesn't even need anything. So he's actually still in the lead somehow. I don't understand, but he's playing this so well, guys. Like, Xbow opposite lane. Fireball cycle and Night Witch too. He's like fireballing the same lane. Like, he's going in the opposite lane. But he's also fireballing the same lane. It's kind of wild. Now this is where it gets a little bit intense because that Skele King has a full ability. But Tytoń does have an Evo Tesla, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Looks like the E-Spirit's not really hurting Tytoń as much as I thought it would be. Or like not having an E-Spirit. Looks like he's actually doing okay with the Ice Spirit in terms of its value. And Xbow actually locks on the tower. Oh my god. So that's a big lock. That's going to get a nice connection. I don't know how that happened, actually. How did that happen, dude? I don't understand. Like, how did that happen? I'm actually not sure because I really thought it was going to be on the Skele King, but I guess either Skele King came down too late or the placement was just barely off. But anyways, going to be another Xbow instantly as soon as the EGolem dies. Pre-log on the skeletons. Oh my god, that's going to be a lock. That's probably going to be a good game now. That is insane. Look at that pre-log, guys. As I said, Tytoń makes these plays. Void blocking as well. That is just crazy. That's good game now. That's fireball range. That's unbelievable, man. That pre-log takes a lot of confidence to pull off. He did exactly that. So very well played. Beautiful win against Elixir Golem. Alright guys, into our next match against Spicy Cheetos. I think this is Kick Ash or Clown, a very good player, and he's playing P.E.K.K.A Ram Void. So on paper, I would say pretty decent matchup for Tytoń because I'll just call him Cheetos, I guess, because I don't know for a fact if it's Clown, but I think it is. But Cheetos here does not have arrows, so I feel like this matchup gets kind of annoying when they have arrows. But since he does have Zap Void, if Tytoń controls everything perfectly, his archers can get a lot of value, and even his Teslas, because Evo archers can only die to an Evo Zap or a Void. And if the Void gets used on the Evo archers, then that just means that, oh my god, I was in the middle of my thought process, and then I see this Xbow on the tower. What the hell? So, that's a nice Xbow, because Kick-Ash did not, or Cheetos, excuse me, did not have enough elixir to go with the P.E.K.K.A in front in time. And now that's just a perfect defense as well. You know, archers, fireball log on defense, and that is good game. Like, that's really GG. Wow. So wizard at the back. All these Qs are important, guys. If the opponent goes for like a 5 elixir card in the back, you go with an Xbow opposite, and that's just going to be a lock or a lot of elixir forced out because they can't afford to get their P.E.K.K.A down in time or their Mega Knight or like their big tank, basically. So if it's against like a P.E.K.K.A or MK deck, again, they play 5 elixir in the back, they can't afford to get anything down. Here goes Xbow knowing that the wizard or the P.E.K.K.A is outcycled. Now the P.E.K.K.A is very much back in cycle. I'm a bit worried for Tytoń actually because how's he going to stop this? Perfect Ice Spirit though. Then the archers probably going to get voided off if I had to guess, or they're not actually, so that's going to fully defend everything. I feel like a void would have been good there to force out the Skele's log and maybe even more, but no, that's just nice defense. So yeah, Tyton's tower is basically untouched. A little bit of chip in the other side, maybe that was like a zap, and yeah, that was a zap, right? 84 HP. And Cheetos here is very mad, just being down over 2k to start the match out. Also running the Cannoneer is pretty helpful for Tytoń because he just has a nice damage lead to start the match out without doing anything. So we see a pre-Tesla, very important play in this kind of matchup. Unfortunately, that is going to be a Bandit Dash, but Tytoń very comfortable just going Fireball Log when he wants to. And no need to Ice Spirit the Ghost because he's just going to take that. I guess he's fine. That's opposite lane anyways, not really the end of the world. And now, match looking pretty decent for Tytoń right here. Goes for a Knight the back. Probably going to see more pre-Teslas. Pre-Teslas this matchup, guys. Very important because the opponent actually can't physically kill them unless you go for like a Void on it. And that's only once it's popped up. But before, and look at that Ice Spirit hitting the Wizard. Wow, that's like what you do with an E-Spirit, but instead he hits the Wizard with the Ice Spirit. So the archers stay alive, and the Wizard shield gets taken out, and that's the entire P.E.K.K.A dead. So Evo Tesla now, gonna get to work on everything. Once it dies, Death Pulse will come in, and then Ice Spirit for safe measures, right? No safe measures, not even needed. Wow, that ram does not connect. Tytoń has all his calculations to a T, and that is going to be no hits by anything. Defense Vexo now going to be voided. Going to see the Skeles blocking it. Unfortunately, messes up the void blocks. That's going to be a 3 for 7, unfortunately. It's only worth it if you can, like, guaranteed block 2 hits. Otherwise, it's just a big negative trade. Anyway, still a negative trade. Void is so broken against Xbow. It's, like, the biggest bailout ever. But, Cheeto's here getting very bored as he gives that skeleton aging emote because, yeah, this game's over. All Tytoń has to do is, like, basically just turtle up and full defend, which I know a lot of people don't like Xbow for, but this is still, again, perfect defense the entire way through. If he messes up on defense even once, he could lose the entire game, so it's exactly, still very much a matter of precision and good defense. It's not like he can just do whatever he wants and get the win. And he also did get a nice lock and single with good defense to support that afterwards. It's not like he just got a free lock for doing nothing, right? Wizard at the back, Elixir Qs, no P.E.K.K.A in time, and then Cheetos made the bad call of trying to go P.E.K.K.A and going all in, but Tytoń had the defense to defend that. So, yeah, this is just damage would going even higher and higher for Tytoń as he gets some little bits of log chip in the left here and there, maybe a fireball here and there, I'm not sure. But he's now up even more damage than he was before. So, yeah, Void does come down. And then a nice zap on that archer to kill it, but Ice Spirit does come down, so perfect void block. That's going to be technically a 7 for 5 if you don't include the archer. Stacked archers on the other side now. Let's see how he defends this P.E.K.K.A. It's going to be pretty tough. Goes for the offense X, which I think is pretty important because you can't just let them get a huge free push for no reason. So we're going to see some dual lane pressure by Cheetos, and wow, he's back to his second P.E.K.K.A. How does Tytoń defend this? This defense is going to be crazy, actually. Nice log, killing the Evo Wizard shield, and he's back to a Tesla in a second here. Going to fireball the Wizard, and then that's actually going to kill everything only one Wizard hit. In the meantime, stacked archers in the left because they can't get killed. Knight for the Wizard, Tesla Ice Spirit for the Ram Rider plus Bandit. Perfect Ice Spirit again. Every single Ice Spirit he plays is on point, guys, and that's just a good game. That's the entire dual lane pressure. Folded and crumbled, so that is quad archers as well. That's just going to unironically take the entire tower. Very well played. Pretty much a picture-perfect match of how to play Xbow against P.E.K.K.A bridge spam with the Void and the Ram Rider, so very well done. Alright guys, we got the final win against BLN Yamagod, who is playing Giant Double Prince with the Void, with the arrows, with the Evo Bomber. So this is going to be, I want to say, kind of a bad matchup because he has arrows, zap, Void, so the spell power is definitely there to outspell cycle Tytoń if he wants to. Then the tower damage is there with the bomber. Even one bomber hit getting like 2 connections on the tower is enough to just get game-winning damage for Yamagod, because Tytoń can technically never break through with an Xbow. I mean, the dude has Giant, fast cycle with like multiple spells, and then Bomber, and then he also has a Void as a bailout if he needs to as well. Like, he has lots of counters to the Xbow. You know, Giant full counters in Xbow, Prince Bomber full counters, Void full counters, like lots of counters in this deck. So nice protection of the archers here. Let's see how Tytoń handles this matchup. I want to know, because I don't like Giant Double Prince at all. I just want to know how he does this. So, gonna see a Prince come down. Tesla should come down for that in a sec here. Yep, Tesla comes down, Skeles as well, and that's going to protect the Tesla. And so I think in this matchup, again, like the P.E.K.K.A matchup, very important is going to be pre-Teslas, because you do have to just get a Tesla down all the time. Like, you just want to utilize the fact that the opponent cannot really place too much stuff on the Tesla unless it's already popped up. You can't void it unless it's already up, and anything they play kind of just goes into the Tesla, so it's just a good play. Fireball cycle on the Phoenix as Yamagod here is, I think that was a void cycle in the other side, so he's just casually spell cycling on Tytoń's left side tower. Forcing out a bomber though is this Knight, as we'll see a log on it, and definitely very important, guys, as well, is Tytoń's going opposite lane. I think that's what he's done in most of these matches, and that's just a generally good Expo cycle tip that I can give you guys, because for the most part, you want to go opposite lane to your opponent. You do not want to go same lane and just give them spell value in the same lane, or just counter push value even. Void does get blocked by one pair of skeletons. Unfortunately, the rest is going to die, and 2 full Void hits on the tower, but Tytoń's going to try and hold his lead. Stack towards opposite lane. This is a very important play that he's doing in a lot of these games, guys. Like, when the opponent's going in one lane and they have, like, arrows or, like, a fireball, you stack your archers in the opposite lane because they can't really get the spell value they want in the lane they're looking for. So just take note of that. It's very important. Evo Bomber does get caught by the archers. Very nice and very bad by Yamagod, wasting an Evo Bomber like that. So Expo now does come down. I guess it's because he has the Evo Tesla on cycle that he feels comfortable enough to do this, because I still feel like it's pretty aggressive. Let's see. Tesla should come down in a second here. Low Tesla, yep. and then maybe, yeah, Ice Spirit to protect the Tesla. It'll full counter that Phoenix. Skeles as well. Really good protection of that Tesla, which will also full counter this Prince. And a naked Fireball comes down. Titan's favorite play, guys. Fireball in the tower when you don't hit anything. And Tesla Pulse will reset that Prince and fully counter it. Very nice. Xbow does come down. We might see a trick here. Nope, Evo Archers. And then maybe a Knight for the Dark Prince. Nope. Dark Prince will full counter those Evo Archers. Bit unfortunate there, but I guess sacrifice Titan was willing to make. In the meantime, has to control this Bomber on the other side. Skeles, that's going to be an Ice Spirit as well. Really nice reaction time on that, making sure he does not get clipped by a Bomber. He's still just slowly maintaining a lead. So I guess the way he's addressing this match is good aggression, not overcommitting on any of those Expos, but just good pressure when he needs to. And then the opponent here, Yamagod, never really getting to build up a big push because of that Expo pressure. And then also perfect defense again, catching that Evo Bomber. Overall, just perfect defense, making sure that he can never really be in trouble against these big pushes. Nice archers forcing out the arrows, not on the tower, which is still really crazy value. Like, arrows is such a broken card, but perfect defense, perfect Ice Spirit, and then a Fireball cycle on the tower. That's crazy, man. He loves this so much. Log on the egg, not needed, and he's just Fireballing the tower whenever he wants, really. Knight, is that a misplay? Like, that Knight opposite lane? Surely that was a misplay, right? I'm not sure, though. Oh, I know why he did that, because Evo Bomber was in cycle. That's actually so smart, guys. Cycle to Knight, but not same lane, because the Evo Bomber was in cycle. He didn't want to give the opponent a lineup on that. That was so smart. And second Knight's back in cycle. Activation on the King, and that's such a beautiful sequence, man. I don't even know how to describe it. This man's micro is just beautiful. Fireball, and Yamagod is like, wow, this guy is just beating me with fireballs. That's crazy. And it's not like Titan's only fireball cycling and spamming defensive expos. He's tried expos before. He's done it. It's just kind of tough, but Knight to Void block, dead Tesla, third Tesla, or second Tesla's back, Fireball on defense, Log on defense to reset that entire push, kill the Phoenix Egg, Knight again, no hits taken. That might have been like one giant hit, if not for that King Tower, but the King Tower is everything. Void on the Tesla, this time it will kill the entire Tesla, but the archers are going to cook, and then a Log, needs to get a Fireball down, or just a Log? Fireball, I meant needs to get a Log down, he does, and no Tesla needed. Rapid Void cycling by Yamagod here. Fireball by Titan again. Can he get a second Fireball down? I really hope he can. Skele's at the bridge, opposite lane, not letting any kind of Evo Bomber lineup happen, and he's back to a Fireball. Can he get that down in time as well? He will. And that's going to be a good game. So if this Void got another tick, Titan would have gotten another Fireball hit as well in the tower. And that's the BM, because that is a very toxic matchup. Very well played, guys. Pretty much perfectly played by Titan. Good defense the entire way through. Good offense. I don't think I saw a single mistake out of him, if not mistaken. I really don't think I did. And that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Again, Titan, literally top 30 in the entire world, beating an impossible Snipe. This man is just my biggest inspiration for 3.0 right now. It just shows that you should not give up with this deck, because people can reach top 30 in the entire world. Like, it's just crazy. But thank you so much, Titan, for coming on the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.